Previously on the Flash Reaction and Recap Show.
Because something that hasn't been touched on is during the big wedding.
Okay.
There was a young girl that came up to Barry. And
Right,
really
Nora
acted
Allen. Nora Allen. Nora Allen. Nora Allen. Nora Allen. Nora Allen. Nora Allen.
Who are you?
I'm your daughter, Nora.
Nigga, I'm the future.
Dreaded Entertainment, what is up, guys? It is your boy Akasan here.
What's up, Super Cruz? DC-san here.
Yeah. Ching ching.
Ching.
Thank you, Blade GTR, for getting these. And I forgot the name of the company that made them. Mega Mugs or something like that.
No, hold on. I will tell you in just a second because the card is right here.
He'll be back in a flash. So here we are for the season finale of The Flash. This is season 4.
Mild to wild.
Mild to wild. Mild to wild. Make sure you check them out. Callie has one as well, but Callie is too busy having Flash babies right now to.
Yeah, she can't join us.
She wants to though, but she will. Anyways, season 4. We haven't seen you. Actually, I think I haven't seen you
Since the middle of season 4?
Or I think since the beginning, to be honest. I don't even think you were here for the mid-season finale.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So
That's when
between
we were
that
getting,
time
like-
and now,
Yeah.
between the usual TV shows, movie shoots, commercials, that kind of stuff, schedules haven't lined up at all. And I don't know.
I mean, the show
Four,
just
how do you
yeah,
feel?
yeah, the show hasn't really been worth organizing, coming over, and things like that.
It hasn't been consistent like it used to be, or like some of the shows are before they hit the 4th season or the 5th season, depending on what network it's with. So it's been kind of hard.
But you've been watching it. Yeah. Like, see, you can tell this is his way of saying yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just.
Yeah.
It feels disappointing that it hasn't been a strong season. I know they're going to have episodes that aren't going to really stand out and some that will. But it hasn't had any type of consistency in one general direction.
Okay.
I feel like it's kind of like this.
Okay.
And they're going to hopefully bring it all back together for the season finale. But I'm expecting some type of cliffhanger.
I think you expect, I was gonna say, I think you expect too much of for this level of writing at this point. We feel it's all gonna come down fairly well, but like, you know, for example, there's a few things lingering. This house is bitching, which is in some sense kind of sad that that's actually a main point of like, we gotta figure out why he said this house is bitching. Like, that's the main point of this, what we're looking for or
Right.
forward to. Mystery Girl, which I could kind of care less at this point because it's like, the way the internet works nowadays, either they're going to throw us a completely different loop, which I would love it to be, or she's going to be a daughter of somebody here. Either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Believe it or not, she's actually the more interesting thing for me to watch right now in the show because she's the only thing that doesn't have a clear background whatsoever. Where the thinker is like, well, we've seen how he came to be, why he thinks his way is correct, and then everything that's happened in between that doesn't have any type of strong tie into the storyline whatsoever.
I was in it during the crossover time when she
was great.
No, when she first appeared.
Yeah.
But then they just kept on teasing her more and more to the point where it just got annoying. Where I was just like, okay. And then they revealed that she has speedster powers. So I was just like, okay, so it's pretty much the internet's gonna be right on this one.
Yeah.
Maybe. If not, it would be very different, which I hope they go for. That way, like for example, with Prometheus. With Prometheus, they were kind of playing it around like it could be somebody else or whatever if it follows the comics, but they essentially just swap
those
both
two people
identities, and that kind of gave us something new. Okay, let's look forward to it in a different light. So hopefully, I hope they go the same way. But both Barry and Oliver have now gone to jail this season.
Yeah, have you noticed that that's happened with the main characters? They get put into some type of prison within the first 3 to 4 seasons.
And get taken out.
Even Supergirl has been put into a jail of sorts in previous season. Flash, Arrow,
right? Black Lightning. And Black Lightning was like one of the worst ones.
Yeah, that was hard.
But I like that because it was so realistic. They literally showed, it's not fucking fun. They're like,
no,
you're not gonna be eating pudding and shit every day.
No, you're gonna get treated, very
You'll get treated much differently being black. So
I do like
grab your nut sacks and cough.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, check out that show if you.
I thought you were gonna say seriously. Grab.
No.
I do like Black Lightning's writing and where they're going so far with the show. It seems interesting, probably because it's completely different and fresh.
Well, next year, our next season will be Flash, and then immediately followed by Black Lightning. So that'll be a pretty interesting lineup. Who knows if I'll return for season 5?
The writing has to be stronger for Flash.
I hope so. I really hope so. Well, regardless, let's just flash forward to the season finale of the Flash right now. Let's get it on. Let's get it over with.
That, and I have a villain question for you at the end.
Oh.
Like, so far, what's been your favorite villain to watch in the Flash series?
Savitar. No, actually, I take that back. Well, it's hard to say because I want to say Reverse Flash, but that's only because of the aspect of Reverse Flash also being Wells. So we got to see more of that villain the entire time, and there was more of an emotional input into it. Mm-hmm. I say Savitar only because toward the end, and I say not necessarily Savitar, but technically Future Flash or Future Barry was the more interesting aspect about something that was introduced through Zoom, time remnants, and then it was like, what if a time remnant doesn't survive? Survives. Like, I always felt that was such an interesting concept that only was talked about in 3 episodes, basically, and it was over by that point. I was like
Flashpoint.
Damn. Flashpoint was actually interesting too. I kind of like the rival in some form or fashion. So, yeah, anyways. Alright guys, let's go ahead. Your latest reaction to the season finale, season 4.
The Flash
starts now. Oh shit, we are stepping into some Infinity War type shit. Hear ye, let those know DeVoe is here. Oh, that's cool. We actually get some outside shots of Canada. I mean, Central City, sorry.
It's Central Canada.
Oh!
Where's Firestone when we need him?
That you could then siphon off from Star Labs and use it.
Oh, hey!
Harry was his
nice! Wally's gonna show up.
Reboot Harry's brain, he could reboot everyone's. Why not Kitty? Could she hack into the satellites?
Purple Haze took her out too.
This is crazy. I mean, why don't we just call someone we trust? Kara, Oliver, Wally.
You could bring a legion of your friends. But I don't think it's your power we need, Mr. Ramon. I believe it's hers.
Oh, I'm just like, please don't look at Iris. Yeah, like...
Hey, you hear that, Harry? That cerebral inhibitor of yours is going to be put to good use.
Oh.
You want to put him in that thing?
It is the only way to establish a transcranial link between Miss Horton...
Not gonna lie, that chair looks comfortable as shit as a nice gamer chair. That would be dope. DX Racer presents.
She's gonna give birth in the middle of this transfer.
What if the baby
Mr. Allen, with the
ends up being DeVoe after that?
I think it's interesting.
Where the good memories are,
Thing they just put
we will
over
find
her
the good part of
head. It's the
Clifford.
same design and symbol as Brainiac.
Here we go, Miss Horton.
Ha! Nice.
Cecile's powers are connected to her pregnancy. Her contractions must be putting a strain on her transcranial link.
No. We need to do something about that.
We can't stop her from having a baby.
Mrs. West Allen, or this will never work.
Everyone chill. It's not like Cecile's going to lose her powers if she has this baby.
Yeah.
Cecile's going to lose her powers if she has this baby.
Where happens this baby?
I found Thomas.
Oh shit.
He's been this way all the time.
What? What the hell is that all about?
I don't know. I'm gonna go get the inhaler. Cisco, cover me.
Yeah, Thomas.
Her father?
Guys, we need to tell Barry where to go next.
And fast.
The fuck was
Figured
that?
out where Marlize was.
Thomas. Tom Cavanaugh.
What are you doing?
Oh, wow. That was kind of sad.
That was
Just like drooling.
Stars, so low. Nora shouldn't be here.
Nora shouldn't be here. Did you hear him say? I don't know what he
Nora
said.
shouldn't be here.
Right, that was something else.
Yeah, because that's
Very small.
Go to Oxford.
Oxford? Isn't that the same name as the girl that was there as well?
The place where we fell in love.
Well, we got the hint that has to speak English.
Oh, is that her name, Nora?
Rookie?
Oh shit! Nice. Doctor Who.
And there's no escape.
Really bad skin.
Run, Mr. Allen.
Run. Nice. That's nice.
Good DeVoe, we found him.
Lobotomized. Oh shit!
He's dead.
He's dead. Shrimp buffet.
Shrimp buffet.
It's you and me, Iris.
Nah, we are the Flash.
Shrimp cocktail. Beignet du Quebec.
Is he quoting Forrest Gump also?
What's the plan, rookie?
Really?
You shouldn't lie where you point your weapon, Detective West.
Oh shit. Oh.
Cecile's helping.
Ah.
Stay away from my girls.
I'm gonna wrap him up. Why? It's like the Matrix, yeah. Oh, that's fucked up.
That's messed up, dude. Literally.
Wow. Wow.
Jump the bus. Having a hard time controlling that.
That's cool. I like how they kind of gave him a cape. Yeah. Or a trench coat. Like Neo. Yeah, that's legit what that's supposed to be like. Hey! Yeah. Get him away from the chair though. No. Ah!
But you hear how the music sounds like Matrix 2? That's interesting.
No! This is not my world!
Not anymore. It's mine.
Wow. Well, I'm more worried he touched something on the side.
Yeah.
Something's up with the chair.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this would be a dope-ass gamer chair, though. Oh, my God.
Laughing, turning, falling. What happened to him?
He's enlightened.
Yeah. AI.
With the use of Mr. Dutham's powers. Technological reincarnation.
Goodbye, my love.
What? Wait, it was that was it?
Not just that. Sally's in a decaying orbit.
Ah! Oh shit. Sonic boom, baby.
The Flash is gonna help. Sorry, I was expecting, waiting for him to show up. That's how she gets the Speed Force.
Wow.
Cool.
Nice. This is the best scene out of the whole season.
Baby was born.
Oh, nice. It's yeah, the girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa!
The best thing that's happened this everybody's gonna see him.
Not that bad. Right.
Her name is Nora. Part of me just feels it's gonna be that girl.
Don't worry. You have been. And will always be.
Oh shit.
My friend.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Star Wars.
No.
Love you guys.
Have you noticed mentor figures?
There could be a million Harrys in this multiverse, but you.
They had the light bulb.
So this calls for a toast.
Hey!
Sorry, I got it there.
Whoa. I think I missed my new baby sister's first party, right?
Welcome back.
This is really all that matters. We're next, you know.
That!
What do you mean? You want to have a baby now? What do you mean? Right now?
Barry.
What?
Relax.
I'm fine. I just.
Are you? I just meant someday.
Oh,
Not anytime in the near future.
What? Really?
That is. It's her.
Hi.
Oh, wow.
We need to talk.
Same jacket.
Wow. This house is bitchin'.
Finally.
I think
Here
I've
it
seen
is.
you before.
Who are you?
I'm your daughter, Nora, from the future. And I think I made a big mistake.
Coming back. Who's happy to get some answers? I am. Tired of waiting.
I think that simplifies everything. Tired of everything we knew came true. All right.
There's a good little twist because the Nora wasn't, or their daughter, wasn't Joe and Cecile's daughter. So I'm happy.
But
knowing it's not the same person, like the baby they just had wasn't her from the future.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be a thing anyways, though. But all right, let's go ahead and see what you on the Stardust app have to say.
Yeah.
Just finished watching the finale of The Flash. It's beautiful. It explains so much, and what you thought was what is totally different. Watch it now, or whenever you get a chance, watch it. Don't get spoiled. It is amazing. It is the best episode of the season, of the whole season.
This is the best season finale ever. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Woo! Best season finale ever. Loving it.
Oh, what an awesome season 4 finale of The Flash tonight. It was awesome. Yeah, DeVoe is gone. He's dead. Coffee shop girl revealed herself to be Barry Nyers' daughter from the future. Her name is Nora Allen. So I'm guessing that it's Dawn Allen, one half of the Tornado Twins. So yeah, awesome season finale of The Flash tonight.
That finale was awesome and epic. Mystery Girl, new villain. I'm ready for this.
It was a pretty good season finale for The Flash. It wasn't as hype as season 3 or as really good as season 1, but I expected a longer fight with DeVoe, but he went out with a banger. The supersonic punch Barry pulled off, oh my god. We finally figured out Nora Allen, not Dawn Allen, but it makes sense in the context of the universe. Wally showed up. I'm glad we got Ralph back. Overall, this is a pretty good finale. Probably number 3 in all 4 seasons. For myself, I give this season a 6.5 out of 10. And I have an issue with that because even though I had my problems with season 3 and Savitar and all that, I'd still go back every single week to watch it because I was excited. I didn't get that feeling. There's like 8 episodes I would hold in high regard, but everything else was like cheesy, bad, or okay. DeVoe held up most of the season, but aside from that, there's not much else. I hope they fix it next year. This finale was good, but like, if Arrow's any indication to go by, then season 5 should be one of the best seasons.
There, another way to finish finale. I don't think so. This guy for another season is great. Dawn Allen, great. The CGI, great. The villain, great. The season, yeah, but yeah. Great finale, great season. All for the best for the next season.
That was awesome. One of the best episodes of the season. Probably one of the best episodes of the series. They didn't tease the villain, which I thought they did. The twist at the end was really good. Jessica Parker Kennedy, I believe that's how you say her name, was awesome. Can't wait to see her maybe as a regular next season. Anyway, we are the Flash. Thank you.
Alright, so there you have it, folks. That's what people on the Stardust app have been saying about the season finale of The Flash. People jumping up for joy. Some people saying it was the best season finale, best episode of the series.
Best episode of the series
Bit
is
of a stretch, yeah.
But it was a good episode, especially compared to the rest of the season.
Yeah, which wasn't hard to say. Like, it wasn't hard to do. So, like, I think you could really simplify season 4. Really simplify it with a few episodes in the beginning. The crossover
and a few
mid-season finale, I guess. I don't even remember what that was. And then the last episode, or the last 2 episodes at the end. A lot of them you could really skip, which I think is really the definition of filler. I mean, yes, it's interesting to see where DeVoe got his powers from, but if you just, toward the end of the season, it was just, you had that one scene where him coming down the hallway. Just assume he has a bunch of powers and you're fine. It wasn't that.
Then it felt like they were trying to focus on character development, which is a good thing because a lot of shows lack that. But they focus so much on it, they actually lose out in story for the characters, which means the story ends up being so light you lose interest.
Right. I personally feel that they had a concept of where they were going, but not a concept that should have expanded 23 episodes. They really could have wrapped all this up in the mid-season.
The first half.
The whole thing with Nora Allen, which by the way I was right about that. People were like, no, Akasan, it's going to be Dawn Allen or whatever.
And that may be her middle name, but her first name is
Nora. It was always Nora. It makes sense TV-wise. And shout outs to the Real World Flash. I think that's your Instagram account as well, because he also was calling it and people are like, nah, it's going to be closer to the comics. That's not always the case.
It's not always the case, and it wouldn't make sense to do that. I mean, calling her Nora also pulls in more of an emotional tie
from the earlier
Barry,
series,
from the earlier series, also from his mom. So that's Iris's way of trying to show that, hey, I want to honor your mother by naming our daughter after your mother. I mean, it's easy, whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't bothered by it. I actually liked it. I'm happy that she finally shows up and says something to deal with the story or what she did, because it kind of makes sense. What that mistake was, do you think it was coming back in time?
Yeah, I think so. Because somehow, some way, she can't find her way back. I don't know how she doesn't know how, it hasn't really been revealed how she got there and all that, but honestly, again, I can't reiterate enough how much they probably could have just shrunk this down to mid-season finale. The big Nora's reveal
could have been the mid-season finale,
and everybody would have been coming back like, "Yo, what is up here? Like, we got to know what was going down in this season, or we got to know what happened here." And then they could have gone on to another
what
arc.
happened with her, and then move on from there. Well, depending on how she got there, an easy, not necessarily easy fix, but an easy tie-in since she got Wally there is have her meet with the Legends and show her backstory and have that shared there. Then you can cut back on filler episodes. You have 2 episodes, one on the Flash and one on Legends that shares that, and then move on.
That'd be kind of a cool crossover if just the Flash
especially since
and
they give it time.
Flash and Legends of Tomorrow had some sort of, because there are certain things that have never actually been explained in terms of why they're in some form or fashion 2 Gideons, where Barry was the one who created Gideon in the Flash show, and then there was Future Flash's voice in the Legends of Tomorrow episodes. There was some little things that have never been explained there, and I'm not sure if I ever heard that rumor that there would actually be. That actually might be the deal, which is what's going to happen is Flash and Legends of Tomorrow might have a crossover, and then Arrow and I know Batwoman is coming.
Right, so Arrow and Black Lightning.
That'd be nice.
Because that's something that it seems like Stephen Amell is kind of trying to hint at could happen.
I wouldn't mind that.
Just waiting for the okay to say, okay, yes, I can confirm it's going to or not going to. Yeah. I'd like that, and I'd like that they would have 2 different crossovers where, like you just said, Arrow, Black Lightning, Flash, Legends, and then have your big crossover in the middle of the season like they did. That would be awesome.
That'd be kind of cool.
Where would Supergirl fit in the storyline as far as crossovers that you would want to see that hasn't happened, maybe?
It's a good question because she's so powerful. It's a little hard to work with her. I think the Flash works the best with her because of his level of powers. Everybody else, not really. Like, that's the biggest problem. And one of the reasons I think was probably a smart idea to keep her off that universe because it's really hard for them to work together. And then one of those other things is like you keep on, like a lot of people keep mentioning this, is the fact that when the end of the world is happening, everybody's like, why don't you just call Kara, or why don't you just call, like, try to get somebody to help? But I think realistically that dilutes the storyline every time the hero has to go run and find somebody.
It doesn't mean that just because they call them that the problem gets solved. It's good to see a specific team up statin, because when you have everyone standing around and doing nothing, it gets boring.
But if you have to keep on running, like, just imagine any regular comic, comic line, when it's like end of the world type stuff, you occasionally see them going to help, helping if it's going to be a crossover in that sense. But when it's the solo line, that's just a line they generally don't cross unless, like, Batman sometimes will go talk to Superman for some information or something like that. Vice versa.
With Wonder Woman or something like that.
They'll do a quick cameo, but it won't be like, yo, I really need you to come in and help this. And I think one of the things that I always thought about that when it comes to like asking the more superpowered people to come in to help is
a video message like, hey, we wish we could, but we're
not even
that now.
No, I don't even like that so much. It's just that there was a good story called No Man's Land, where Batman lost control of Gotham City and everybody had all these territories going on. And Superman was like really pissed, actually, and he came in, he was like, how did Bruce let it get this far? And so Superman was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna come in here and fix it myself. And he tried to do his whole super thing, fixing things up, restoring the buildings, and it all went to shit again, and he couldn't understand it. And Batman was like, get your ass up here, man. And he started explaining to him that it's more of a mental thing of like Gotham. Some people in Gotham don't really want to things to go back the way, and they've already built a dependency on the different gangs, and it's not as simple as just coming in here and whisking in and fixing things. I'm like,
because you can't always
really good.
You can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, I always think about that when it comes to calling the more superpowered people to come in, because sometimes they come in and it's so dramatic that it actually makes things worse or what have you not. But for this actual season finale, I thought the season finale was good on a very mediocre season, so we shall see what next season comes to be. And my biggest problem was the fact that we knew everything that was going to happen at the end of this episode before we even got to the mid-season finale. Or so right around the crossover when Nora first started showing up,
right,
and when Cecile first started getting powers,
yeah,
it was kind of like, oh, well, we know how this episode it was going to end, and it ended almost exactly the same way. Like, come on. Now.
But I will say I'm actually happy that it did, because I feel like next season is a clean slate, and nothing really drags into the next season other than Nora making the announcement, hey, I'm your daughter from the future, and I think I messed up and need your help. Or, I need to fix it, but can't get your help because it'll mess up future lines. Whatever the story is fine. I'm glad we're done with the Thinker.
Yeah.
Oh, please be done with the Thinker. It did go a little too long. It's another one of those seasons where they could have started off with that character, you have your big crossover, and then could have gone into a completely different storyline right after mid-season finale.
I think so.
And it would have been interesting.
I think the way Arrow did their pacing this time was probably the best way, because I really liked the way they were doing it, and even the way Arrow's season finale ended felt more like a mid-season, but in a sense I kind of like that because it makes things a little more unpredictable.
Yeah.
And makes you like, it wasn't this big hoorah and killing off Diaz. It was just like, okay, we're continuing on. And the way the mid-season finale ended of Arrow was kind of like, oh, good, because the fucking Caden James was boring as shit. And it was kind of like, oh, thank God we're moving into something else like that. I kind of like that it was a little faster pace, and I feel there's enough comic lore of the Flash that they should do it that way.
Where they slow it down a bit, give us a stronger story.
Well, I think they slowed it down, but they didn't have much.
No, that's a screeching halt. Slow it down
you
to
mean
where
speed it up.
Where I want them to slow it down to focus more on story as opposed to special effects and we got to make this villain really stand out but not do anything with them. If you're gonna have a villain or a storyline happen, make it strong like your previous seasons. That's why we watch, because it was really good. This season unfortunately wasn't the strongest season in the series, but they cleaned it up nicely, didn't have a bunch of straggling things going on. Move on. Arrow, great the way they ended it, because they leave it to where it's like, hey, here's a mini cliffhanger, there's 3 characters we're going to introduce in the next season, probably because they haven't finished casting, but that makes people kind of want to see, okay, well, who are these 3 mystery assassins? So I like that and his team falling apart,
I think,
and getting back together was interesting.
Right, staying on topic, I think that the biggest thing that hurt this season was the fact that they
overthinking it.
No, they nice pun, by the way. But
Thank you.
They focused so much on the sub characters and didn't really do much of anything for Barry. So in some form or fashion, I was always wondering, like, why did they even bother bringing Barry back when he wasn't really doing anything in the show other than just always complaining about how DeVoe was one step ahead of them all the time. And then they had all these other side stories. They spent more time on Harry, Caitlin, Cisco, Cisco's girlfriend, Cisco's girlfriend's dad. Almost everybody, I remember their story a lot more than Barry had nothing to do. Joe, Cecile had an arc.
But I will say that I'm glad that they did shed some light on the supporting characters. Maybe not as much as they did, but doing that is actually kind of good, because it does make it more interesting to have those characters there. Otherwise, you don't need them. You just have Barry.
Is it? I don't know.
If the writing for it is strong enough,
If the show was called Team Flash, then I'd understand that. If this was a spin-off show, I'd understand that. But I'm tuning in to see a dude run fast and solve problems, do whatever his CSI stuff is, challenge the Speed Force, learn more about his powers, like that. The development and all of that was a loss. this season. The whole idea of him going into the Speed Force last season, I thought he was going to come back better than ever and had learned all this shit about the Speed Force.
And he seemed more...
he seemed more out of it. Yeah.
He seemed less confident, more out of it. I will say that the phone call that Singh had, the message he left for Barry saying that he wanted to talk to him about getting his job back, I think that's their way of saying, hey, fans, we're listening to you. We are going to bring him back into that CSI world and have more focus in that area, which I think they could benefit from.
We'll see. Maybe. I mean, the dude's rich, so he doesn't really have to care too much about it. But yeah, it is true. When he had the CSI job, there was actually more he could do.
Yeah, there was more he could do, and the story seemed more intense.
Right. So here's, I guess, the big question. This is the big question. I think a lot of people critiquing this season have brought up since the beginning, and I've seen a dip in the ratings and a dip in the views, even on my channel, for each episode. Started off really strong, but one of the biggest things that really changed people's feelings, and a lot of people won't let go, is Iris. The Iris character this season, some people have been really behind it. Her being the leader of Team Flash.
And some people don't like it at all.
Some people think it's basically Felicity 2.0 again, and even less qualified to be leading a team than Felicity was. At least Felicity had some sort of reason to be there from the beginning. Iris, reporter. You know, that's her background, and just the fact that she didn't really have anything else to do when Barry left. Right. So, what's your take on Cecile? I almost said Cecile. It's almost like
on Iris. For me, Iris doesn't bother me because I don't think Iris is the problem. I think the problem with the season was the writing being stretched too thin.
Okay.
Iris being there or being team leader, one, it gives her character something to do because she's out being a reporter, that's fine. But if she does that, then that means you're going to have to focus more on her and those stories again.
I would have much
Which means it'll be pulled away from Barry and his story, which it should be, which is where they've gone away from. So going back to that and focusing more on Barry and or an actual streamlined storyline that connects your points, your characters, I think that should be the focus. So I don't think Iris is the issue. I think it's more of not following the guideline of what they set out to do in the beginning of the season.
Which was what? Her being behind the chair?
Oh no, not so much Iris. That's what I mean. I don't think Iris was the issue. I think the story was the issue, and that's why there's more focus on what Iris does and says, because the story's not strong enough to focus on. So we end up focusing on something that stands out. Well, Iris stands out because, well, the story's not strong enough to remember.
I still feel that they could have had a much more interesting arc for Iris being out on the field doing her regular reporting type of stuff, because it almost ended up that same way. She somewhat went back to blogging and still had an impact with her blog.
Which she still could have changed it since he has the technological power.
But so going out there and doing something, getting the information, she could have been that person to keep on leaving tips for Barry about metas and getting all that information. Wells could have been the guy still behind the chair, could have been the guy continually getting frustrated that he couldn't outthink the thinker. Does the thinking cap, gets dumb, and then the rest of the season they don't really have like a leader calling the shots, but it could have still been almost exactly the same way as we ended up to this point now, and I think people would have hated Iris a lot less given that particular way. So,
I think if they had left it where Barry's stuck in the Speed Force, they're trying to find a way to get him out, and they failed in doing it and can't do it for, I don't know, the first quarter, the first half of the season, it would have had more of an impact from when he came back.
Yeah.
Also, it would have been, all right, all these episodes that we see that are for the supporting characters would have made more sense because Barry's not there. So it's like, okay, here's an episode based on this character, this character, this character, and the day in the life of, because, well, Barry's not there, so how do they handle these things? Then when they finally get Barry out, and you've got the thinker, and this is what's going on, and we can't stop him, Barry's there. They try and figure a way to get him out. So from the mid-season to the end, would it make more sense and would have been a cleaner wrap-up?
I think so. I mean, I think there's also a lot of questions in regards to the way season 3 really had an impact with the Speed Force situation that we never got answered in this season. Like, yeah, what's going on? Like, the Speed Force should be pretty damn pissed that Barry left the Speed Force jail. I guess
But
they put the ball. They put
there.
his DNA ball in there or something
the
like
Speed
that.
Force is dumb.
But then later they used it in Flash time to come. Like, do we assume that the Speed Force thinks that Barry is dead, so that's why it doesn't come back to...
Which wouldn't make sense because Barry's connected
to the Speed Force. Right? I don't know. So there's little things like that I have issues.
TV loophole.
Yeah, it's probably best not to think about it too much. So
I see what you did there.
Yeah, alright guys, that is it guys. So we shall see what season 5 entails. I think actually season 4 left it off on a better ending than Arrow season 3's mid-season finale and season 4 of Arrow. So I may not do Exile from I may not stop doing videos. Who knows? I'll think about it. I'll see what...
Are you looking forward to season 5?
Of what?
Flash.
Not really.
Not really. What about the next season of Arrow?
Yeah, Arrow definitely. Yeah, Arrow's just a little more grounded like that. I can always, like, even when they minused out the Felicity stuff and really just focused on the reason I tune into the show, which is Oliver and his development. Then when they keep it that way, then I'm really good with it. But when they start tracking off into other things, and that's where I kind of feel
they lose traction in the story.
No, what's happening with the Flash is like we used to have narration in the beginning of the shows, and it used to really feel like a comic, basically. And it used to always be about Barry and Barry's family and development of the Speed Force. So if they can get it back into season 5 like that, then I'm fine. But right now, I feel like they are kind of, I don't know, I feel like they're really jumping a lot of good stuff that they could have with the Rogues Gallery and some other stuff that didn't include all the future things of his kids and all that. I just feel like they're really jumping right now, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I hope season 5 is a lot stronger, and I hope it goes back to focusing on Barry and the elements that make the original Flash fans really tune in, and less on the relationship drama and the side stories of Cecile and like whatever. We'll see. And stop being so damn corny each episode. I
don't mind them having a couple episodes that are a bit lighter if the story's going to be heavy, because it makes the watching and the viewing of the show better and more interesting. If it's heavy from start to finish, then but having a few episodes in between that are a bit lighter, I think it's good.
But the whole fucking season was that way, so it was like I had no investment because I didn't feel like anybody was really in danger ever at any time. Even when Ralph died, I never really felt like that was gonna stick. So when he came back, I was just like, about time, shit. I actually thought that all of them were gonna get some form of a conscious back.
Right.
Everybody who was absorbing, I just felt like somehow they were all gonna come back. But it kind of makes sense that Ralph would be the only person to come back, and actually more importantly, I wonder if Ralph actually retains
their powers.
That would be fucking weird. Yeah, that would be fucking weird. Alright, here's a quick thing before we check out your top episodes of The Flash this season and your worst episodes. The worst ones.
You're asking me?
Yeah. The worst ones for me were easy. It was the #feminism episode. I forgot what that was. The fucking I don't even know what it was called. Girls' Night Out, I think. The previous one we just watched. I almost quit the fucking show based on that one. It was what was it even about? I don't even remember. It was so pointless. It's not it. No, I don't even remember now. It was something just ridiculously dumb and had no point.
Wells,
Council of Wells. No, not the Council of Wells, but the other one called
the new one.
Harry Henry and the Hendersons, or Harry and the Harrisons, or something like that. Some bullshit like that. That was terrible.
That episode felt like a filler. I mean, there are parts that was like, oh, that's kind of funny, but I think that it lasted too long. That's why I was like,
I wonder if he's leaving the show now, because, or is he going part-time? Because I do have a bit of a problem, I've noticed, with some of the actors ending up directing the episodes, and
because they end up being corny.
Yeah, not even that. It was just like they direct them. They're not really that great. It's kind of once in a while it's like, oh, cool, this is really cool. But then I'm like, why are you putting yourself so much in the actual show? And I noticed that as much as I like Tom Cavanaugh, he's in the show a lot in different versions of his character, which don't really click with me. It's great if other people like it, but I don't know about myself.
For me, I would rather... I don't have a problem with the actor. I like the actor.
Yeah, me too.
I think focusing on one, maybe two versions of him only would be better instead of 6.
Yeah.
Just saying. Because it would make more sense, because I don't have... For me, I don't have any emotional ties to those other versions. Right. If there was a storyline that included those versions to where we had time to spend with them, maybe. But, you know, having them there for that 2 or 3 minutes, I'm like, oh, all right. Well, he's showing his acting chops, which is great. He's talented. I love that. Yeah. But it's not pertinent for the story.
Yeah, exactly.
I would rather see, to be honest, I'd rather see other versions of other characters on another world with a completely different storyline where something has happened. They're either all in or they're not, but complete chaos. I'm fine with that. And it doesn't have to deal with Nazis. The crossover is fine, but I mean, it doesn't have to be that kind of storyline to be interesting.
Best episodes outside of the crossover. I felt like the crossover was the best thing that came out of this.
The crossover was great, and the season finale I liked.
The Interflash time was good. Interflash time and the last 2 episodes were probably the only good episodes this season.
That
was it.
Yeah, I like that.
What, Interflash time?
Yeah.
Because it was the only one where Barry fucking did anything in this show.
You mean where he wasn't like...
Right. Right.
It's his fault. It's my fault.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got rough killed.
Fuck, man.
It's like, and I felt bad. I felt bad for his character and the actor, because it's like, I feel like in the back of his mind he's like, give me a better story, but he can't because he's held by contract.
This is like so. Interflash time was the only one where I actually saw Barry actually work. Like, he was sweating on that one.
Yeah.
Like, he had to get Jesse, he had to get Jay. Like, it was the only one that was actually was very speedster focused, and I'm like, that's what I'm fucking tuning in for, basically.
When he was in prison, how did you feel?
The trial of the Flash. How could I forget? That was actually a good episode.
That was a good episode. That was actually
really
had
good.
some good emotional.
I like that one.
To it.
Okay, for you?
Roughly about the same. Yeah. Because there's a lot of it I either forgot or I'm trying to, because it just wasn't strong enough. The story behind Ralph, I didn't mind, but his character wasn't strong for me. I'm like, wow, he's a great sidekick or backup for specific things, but then it was too wonky to where it just didn't make any sense story-wise.
I agree.
Nothing. It's not the actor's fault. It's just, you know.
Yeah. I really do hope they go back to more of a darker tone. Like, like me and some other people on Discord were just talking about how it actually pisses us off that people enjoyed this season because
the season was so weak compared to the other ones.
But what that basically means is, because of the fact that people enjoyed this season, that does mean that there's a good amount of people out there that enjoys this kind of pace and this kind of writing, that the writers and the people, they're not going to change their direction of the season. So essentially we're never really going to go back to that more
grounded,
well, not even ground, or just that more the feeling that season 1 and some of season 2 had. So I don't know. I never thought season 3 was that bad, but apparently people really did not like it. But I thought that was great with Future Flash. So,
do you think Ralph would be better on Legends as opposed to on Flash?
I don't.
Character-wise?
I'm fine with Ralph being very short time and doing, I don't know.
See?
That's a
So yeah, character should never feel like,
Right. I mean, he's fine. He's good at, but it's just like. I think I kind of look at Ralph as more of a Constantine type of dude. Like
he comes on for cameos.
Yeah, every once in a while, and it's like, okay, hey, that was pretty refreshing to see him on there. All right, let me get back to the seriousness or whatever. Like that's how I kind of feel he should be more
like
or
have
less.
him go over to one of the other cities to
Yeah.
go on his PI.
The same way Roy bounced over, or the same way like now with Wally, he's over in Legends. That was probably the smartest thing they did with him, having him over on Legends, because he's able to do some speedster stuff.
Yeah, and he can be in the spotlight. You know, I agree with what he said, where he's
He was
like
in
he
Barry
felt like
Shadow.
he's in Barry Shadow. You know, and given that's how it was written, but it does feel like that also. It's like he
It's
can't
true.
really shine
Yeah.
if he's not included.
Right.
And there's episodes, like even the episode he was in, where all kinds of crap happens, and at the end of the episode, he's like, and no one noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
funny.
wow, that's messed up because he's got a point.
All right, I guess that's a bit about it for this season finale of The Flash. I shall see. I will let you guys know. I'll check out some trailers for season 5, and I will do the season premiere of season 5. And then from there, we'll just decide if I'm going to continue the whole series or so. You know, Gotham is wrapping up next season.
Yeah,
It's their
that's right.
final season.
When are they doing the next CW? What is it? Trailer smash, what do you call it? Where they have all the characters there, or they're showing what's coming out next season.
That already happened last week. So, see, no hype. Yeah, because they can't really say much of anything right now.
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
a lot of shows going
But we'll see, guys. You know, WB has been, I don't know what's going on recently in YouTube world, but WB has been just really crazy about any sort of content or anything from WB has been getting blocked recently. And like all my Arrow episodes, Flash, everything was taken down, and I got to go through some appealing process, and it really kind of is annoying to work 3 to 4 hours, 5 hours every day on my day off, or every day on my days off, to put these videos out for you guys, and then
they get
that
blocked
happens,
anyway.
and then the traffic drops a lot, and you know,
Something new's coming out.
so. Yeah, well, it's like the DC streaming service or something like that. So
usually that when stuff like that happens outside of them changing regulation, whatever, something new is coming out and they're trying to block people from that content. That's
so I mean, it's fine if they want to do that. It's just I don't really want to spend my days off going through that, because there's a lot of other stuff for the channel that I should be doing, but the CW shows tend to take my time away from the skits. We have like 3 backlogged skits now. We have the Arrow skit crossover with other reactors, our creators coming in as well, that I'll be working on this summer, and I'd rather be putting all that energy into that instead of working on reaction videos that essentially get blocked. You hear me, CW? No, okay. Anyways.
Also, keep your eye out if you're going to Anime Expo. Are you going this year?
Where, in America?
Yeah.
No. Why?
If you're going to be out there at Anime Expo, definitely check out the booth for Day Art Studios, because they have some new content that's coming out. Some of it I've worked on, some of it I haven't, but in general, some of the stuff you're going to want to take a look at, including new project, just finished doing a pilot for Exogenesis, which seems really nice. The comic is out, but it'll be the first anime for it done, and so far seems good.
Are you going to Comic-Con?
Yes, working on that now, trying to go to both Comic-Con and Anime Expo.
Oh, okay.
It's just a matter of logistics. Trying to get it done.
That
I may have
is
to block out
true.
a full month where I'm not in Japan. And I have work here too, so it's going to be kind of tricky.
That is true.
If you're in Australia, check me out end of the week. I'll be out there for the first time, which would be I'm looking forward to it.
Shit, I want to go. Damn. Yeah. That's right.
Come on.
Good day, mate. Good day. Yeah. If you're at San Diego Comic-Con this year,
Akasan will be there as well.
I didn't say that yet. I'm debating it, but in all likelihood, no, because it's really expensive. And I don't really go as a fan anymore to Comic-Con. So if it's more of a business opportunity, then it's better for me to go. But I've been debating about it, and it's kind of expensive just to go there for that. So we shall see. We shall see. I might change my mind in a week or so. Alright, that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in this year. I'm sorry the season wasn't as strong as it could be, but it's not my fault. Next year we will... I can only react to it, that's it, and give you my input on it.
Yes.
At least look forward to Game of Thrones next season, and other good stuff I'm sure will be coming down the wire, and we will take it from there, okay? And of course... definitely check out Black Lightning.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good show. I think it's it was the best, probably one of the best shows, CW shows this season. But that also is the fact that it was season 1, so it's at its strongest. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with season 2. Supergirl's been pretty good. If you guys aren't watching that show, take it with a grain of salt, but I honestly think you guys should probably watch some of that, and you'll start to see some of the differences of what it is about. And Arrow, I think, is still consistently pretty good. Not as strong as last season, but it was still, it wrapped up fairly nicely. But I'm always probably going to like Arrow, as long as they keep Felicity at bay. So there you go. All right, guys.
More Diggle.
Check out all the other stuff, and check out make sure you subscribe to the channel for other stuff that we're doing. Skits, costumes are coming in, and yes.
Any plan to watch Krypton?
No, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that show to get canceled, just like Gotham, and then and then binge watch it like that. All right, guys, we're out. Peace.
Keep